Hi everyone! Recently I participated in a GMTK Game Jam 2021, which was my second game jam ever. Unlike last time, I looked for a team with a team finder made for this purpose. I found a team pretty quickly and I'm so glad I could meet such great teammates who are Jorest, a programmer, Mo, an artist, and Bonzairob, sound and music producer, including of course me as a second programmer. The theme for this year's game jam was joined together. I think we all were quite surprised by the theme because we have spent a good couple hours exploring just ideas. From the beginning we agreed that a physical connection wouldn't make us happy because it's too typical and probably many games will feature some kind of connection with a rope, for example. We had a couple ideas, but we ended up with one that caught our attention. An idea with a cupid that could shoot different arrows to match people together. But then we changed a cupid with a witch and people with monsters. Also the witch used her flying broom instead of the bow. How does the game work? When the witch is flying, she leaves a trail behind her, which she can then loop to close it. Providing that there are two monsters inside, we have a match. Anything else will not work. Alright, so that was day 1. Time to start actually doing something on day 2. Of course, at the beginning we haven't had any art done yet, so we used placeholders. I got up the earliest and worked on the witch movement and then placed very simple walls to check if we can collide with them properly and if sorting orders works too. Unfortunately, I can't show you exactly what was happening for the next 2 hours because that video file got corrupted. But after that time, you can see I added simple monsters that walked randomly, and right after I started working on a trail mechanic. Meanwhile, as I was working to make a trail possible to be closed, Jorest got up and worked on a script that checked which monsters are located inside the trail. Also in that time, Mo created the first 2 sprites of a witch, which we were really excited about, and immediately included her to check how she looks in the game. Then Mo said that in an hour she will be gone for an hour, but she came back after 4 hours. During that time we were going crazy because we had no idea when she would come back and we still needed to work on placeholder art. Did I mention we used GitHub to merge everything together? Try to imagine how many times we had errors, issues and changed files during the development. The first issue we encountered were sorting layers that work only on my computer, but we fixed that quite fast. I then tried to add some particles to the trail, but let's not talk about this. When Jorest finished his script, I could finally implement the monster matching mechanic. Cool! We had a solid base for the game, so then I could add more monster types with placeholder sprites. And Jorest started working on a slightly more advanced monster movement that includes monsters being able to follow or run away from the player. About 6 PM, Mo came back. Mo threw at us some amazing sketches and a nice particle for a trail, so I could add them to the game soon. Also, Bonzairob finished his first pass of the melody. What a good moment. I started the 3rd day by adding a timer to the game and making some fixing and polishing. Also, Jorest finished his script so he could start to work on an ability. And we've got some new art, trees, lamps and a tile set with a ground and a pavement, with which I could create the first map. Of course, before I needed to learn how to use tile maps. I was creating a first map until Mo dropped animations for a witch, ghost and a demon, which I added right away. Now the game really started to look good. Also, Bonzairob started working on sounds for monsters as he finished the music. By the way, the music you hear in the background is the music he created for our game. In the next couple hours we were adding more monster animations and polishing everything. We also realized that matching different types of monsters would be a better idea. In that in mind, we added a crystal ball that shows you what pair you need to make next. Then Jorest started creating a main menu and a tutorial, which then Bonzairob helped him with later. As we were approaching the end, I almost didn't take any longer breaks, because there were so many things to add and correct. And then, the end game. There was an hour left, so we needed to set up a game page and upload the build. Fortunately, we were well prepared and the game worked without any problems. No, this sentence does not contain a single truth. We uploaded the game, but itch.io started to have its server issues, so we couldn't upload a thumbnail or any screenshots. After fixing it, I think it was almost the end time. But fortunately, because of server issues, the time was extended by half an hour. Thank God, because the next issue was big. At the time when we were fixing everything, Mo was testing the game and she found out that matching works only in level 1. What the hell? We still don't know what was the issue, but the only thing we could do back then was to duplicate the level 1 and change it to fit the corresponding levels. And that's what we did. I'm very glad this year I decided not to work alone. I've got new experience of working in a team and made very cool friends. You might see us participating together in another game jam somewhere in the future. Who knows? Be sure to check the links to their social media in the description. The link to the game is also there. Have a great time, guys. See ya!